Next, fighting between Azerbaijan and Armenia over the disputed territory of Nagorno Karabakh is in its 9th day. Both sides have accused each other of attacking civilian areas, and the casualties are going up. Here's the latest video from the region. This was released by Azerbaijan's defence force inside the town of Talish in Nagorno Karabakh. Azeri soldiers claim to have taken control of 7 villages that were held by Armenians, and you can see there are soldiers carrying the Azerbaijan flag. Now, Nagorno-Karabakh is an enclave inside Azerbaijan, but it's run by ethnic Armenians. Armenia and Azerbaijan actually fought a war over the region in the late 80s and 90s, ending in a ceasefire in 1994. Crucially, no peace treaty was signed, so this region is very much under dispute. The conflict escalated over the weekend. This is Stepanakert, the capital of Nagorno-Karabakh, coming under attack. We're told there were heavy casualties and that civilians have been bussed out of the city. Now, this footage released by Armenia's Ministry of Defence gives you a better sense of the destruction there. Local media say the city has been left with no electricity. The conflict has escalated outside the region into Azerbaijan's second biggest city, Ganja. As you can hear, there was heavy shelling in the city on Sunday. The city is home to 330,000 people. Now, Nagorno-Karabakh authorities claim to have struck a military airport, although Azerbaijan disputes that. Well, hours after that attack, Azerbaijan's president went on national television with this warning.
Azerbaijan will not allow anyone to conquer Nagorno-Karabakh. It is Azeri territory. We must return, and we will return. My last condition is that we be given a schedule for the withdrawal of the Armenian armed forces from the occupied territories.
Well, for the latest on the ground, here's Jonah Fisher in Armenia's capital, Yerevan.
Across the contact line, the second biggest city in Azerbaijan, Ganja, has, we are told, been under fire today. It was also attacked at the weekend. We were told then by the Armenians that they were attacking a military airport, but it does appear like some of that shelling has hit civilian areas. This conflict is now in its 9th day. There's very little sign that it's about to come to the end. The Armenians would like there to be a ceasefire and would like there to be talks, but from the Azeri, the Azerbaijani side has come a very bellicose message from President Aliyev, effectively saying that they would only stop fighting when Armenian forces have withdrawn from Nagorno-Karabakh and that sovereignty has been returned to Azerbaijan.
Well, there's concern about the use of more destructive weaponry in the conflict. We saw evidence of that in Jonah Fisher's report from Stepanakert over the weekend. Here's a bit of that.
This first week of war has been marked by Azerbaijan's use of military drones, striking at will. Nearly 3 decades after losing Nagorno-Karabakh, the Azeris appear intent on claiming it back. This soldier is warning that drones have been spotted. And shortly afterwards, there's an explosion nearby.
Everybody is scrambling. Cover in here. A real reminder as they were fleeing as why this place is increasingly dangerous for people. Under attack day and night.
And for a little more detail, we also spotted this Jerusalem Post article. The headline, "Missiles, Rockets and Drones Define Azerbaijan-Armenia Conflict." It has a detailed and extensive list of military losses on both sides, including more than 100 drones, hundreds of armoured vehicles and hundreds of artillery systems. And specific referenced to this. It's a, well, frankly bizarre music video released by Azerbaijan's military last week, which it claims to be evidence of its drone warfare. You can see 4 trucks there. You can take a little listen. Yeah, trucks there with 36 capsules for launching drones in that slightly strange video there. Right, let's try and explain all this, really. Shashank Joshi is the defence editor for The Economist, and we can speak live. Thanks so much for coming on the programme. So we'll park the slightly strange nature of that video there. But on the more serious matter of the weapons involved here, what's being used on either side of this conflict?
The launches that you mention are not just any old drones. Those are Harop drones, which are a specific kind of loitering munition. Effectively, think of a cross between a kamikaze drone and a very long-legged missile that can fly around the battlefield for hours, looking for things to hit on its own, and then plow into them without any kind of human intervention. It's an Israeli-made system that Azerbaijan has had for a while, and in fact it used it for the first time, we think, 4 years ago in 2016, when there was an episode when a Harop munition ploughed into a Armenian bus, and they've almost certainly been used this time round again. So it's interesting, even in that music video, which is effectively propaganda, we see some of the most cutting-edge military systems that are being used anywhere on the planet.
Well, given that, frankly, slightly ominous and scary description you gave there of the weaponry involved, how worried, how concerned are you about the scale of this conflict? We saw some of the damage being done there already in Jonah Fisher's report.
I think anyone has to be concerned when you have a combination of very advanced systems, strong nationalist passions at play, and also very old-fashioned means of destruction that are very un-high tech, but still involve very bad loss of life, shelling of civilian areas, Soviet-era rocket systems. Those are deeply troubling. But I think what the real issue here is not the scale of destruction. It's, I think, what we are seeing is a reminder of both the old and the new ways of conflict. That is, artillery, rockets, machine guns, trenches, infantry fire, but also loitering munitions of the kind that I mentioned. And I think the single platform that has been most effective for Azerbaijan has been a Turkish-made drone system that has effectively decimated Armenian armored systems, artillery and air defense. And, you know, it's not a fancy warplane. It's not a fancy missile. It's a $2-3 million drone that Turkey is operating all over the region. And that is probably what has caused more military destruction on the battlefield that you're seeing than almost any other system.